Most people think arguments are won with intelligence. They're wrong. Some of the smartest people I've ever met lose arguments constantly. And some of the most average people seem to win almost every discussion they enter. Why? Because arguments are not just about facts. They're about psychology. They're about timing. They're about understanding how people think. I learned this the hard way. For years, I was terrible at arguments. Maybe you know the feeling. Someone says something. You freeze. The conversation ends. You walk away frustrated. Then, 3 hours later, while you're taking a shower or trying to sleep, the perfect response suddenly appears in your head. Now, it's too late. The moment is gone. The argument is over, and you wish you could go back in time. That used to happen to me constantly. Until I realized something important. The people who consistently win arguments are not always the smartest people in the room. They're the people who understand people. Today, I'm going to show you 6 powerful techniques that completely changed the way I handle disagreements. These methods are ranked from useful to absolutely deadly. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at arguments the same way again. Method number 1, the agreement trick. This sounds completely backwards. When someone attacks your idea, your instinct is to fight back. That's exactly what most people do. And that's exactly why most people lose. Imagine someone says, "That's a terrible idea." Most people immediately become defensive. They argue, they explain, they attack back. But here's a better approach. Agree first. You might say, "You know what, you make a fair point." Immediately, something changes. The other person's guard drops. They expected resistance. Instead, they got agreement. Now they're confused. And confused people start listening. After that, you can calmly add, "There's just one thing that doesn't make sense to me." Now you're having a discussion instead of a fight. The strongest people don't need to defend themselves instantly. They can acknowledge a good point without feeling threatened. That's real confidence. Method number 2, the question trap. This method goes all the way back to Socrates. Instead of telling people they're wrong, ask questions. Simple question. Questions that force them to think. Let's say someone says, "People with high grades always get the best jobs." Instead of arguing, ask, "So you think grades are more important than communication skills?" Or, "What about people who never finished school but became successful?" Notice what happens. You're not attacking, you're not arguing, you're simply asking questions. But those questions create pressure. The other person starts examining their own position. And when people discover flaws in their own logic, they become much more open to changing their minds. The beautiful part, people hate being told they're wrong, but they love reaching conclusions themselves. Method number 3, the power of word choice. Most arguments are lost because people use the wrong language. One sentence can start a war. Another sentence can create understanding. Instead of saying, "You're wrong," try, "I'm confused by that." Instead of, "That's ridiculous," try, "I see it differently." Small change, massive difference. The first version attacks. The second version invites conversation. There's another trick. Use language that feels familiar. Words like obviously, clearly. It makes sense that these phrases make ideas feel natural. People become more receptive. Just don't overuse them. And remember, something important. Calm language creates calm conversations. Aggressive language creates aggressive conversations. Method number 4, stay calm under pressure. This is where most people fail. The moment emotions rise, logic disappears. Someone raises their voice. Someone becomes disrespectful. And suddenly the entire conversation turns into a battle. The strongest person in an argument is usually not the loudest. It's the calmest. Think about that. If somebody can control your emotions, they're controlling you. That's why staying calm is such a powerful advantage. When other people become emotional, slow down. Lower your voice. Take a breath. Pause before responding. Calmness creates authority. People trust the person who looks in control. And nothing looks more powerful than composure under pressure. Method number 5, the rule of 3. Human brains love patterns, especially groups of 3. 1 reason feels weak. 2 reasons feel incomplete. 3 reasons feel convincing. That's why great speakers constantly use groups of 3. For example, this decision will save money, save time, and reduce stress. 3 points. Simple, clear, memorable, or I disagree for 3 reasons. Then give exactly 3 reasons. Not 7, not 10, 3. The rule of 3 creates structure. It makes you sound organized, prepared, confident. And confidence is persuasive. Method number 6, the silence weapon. This is the most powerful technique of all. Most people are terrified of silence. The second a conversation becomes quiet, they start talking. They explain, defend, justify, anything to fill the space. But powerful people understand something different. Silence creates pressure. Silence creates curiosity. Silence creates authority. Imagine someone makes a weak point. Instead of instantly responding, you simply pause. Look at them. Stay calm. Say nothing. The silence becomes uncomfortable. And suddenly, they're the one explaining themselves. Not you. That's power. Because the person who controls silence controls the pace of the conversation. And the person who controls the pace usually controls the outcome. Now here's the biggest mistake people make. They try to use only one technique. Professionals combine them. They agree first. Ask questions. Use calm language. Stay composed. Use the rule of 3. And when necessary, use silence. The goal isn't to destroy people. The goal isn't to embarrass people. The goal is to communicate effectively, because winning an argument means nothing if you lose the relationship. The best communicators understand this. They don't try to dominate. They try to understand. And ironically, those are the people others listen to the most. So here's your challenge. Don't try all 6 techniques tomorrow. Pick one, just one. Use it in your next conversation. Practice it until it feels natural. Then add another and another. Because communication is a skill. And like every skill, it improves through repetition. Remember this. Most people lose arguments before they even start talking. Not because they're unintelligent, not because they're weak, but because they don't understand the psychology behind communication. Now you do. Use it wisely, and you'll be amazed at how differently people respond to you. If this video helped you, leave a comment and tell me which technique surprised you the most. And if you're serious about becoming mentally stronger, make sure you subscribe. Because the strongest people aren't the loudest people. They're the people who stay calm, think clearly, and speak with purpose.